What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? It's the Objective Jerk, and I'm said jerk. How you guys doing? Hope everybody's doing good. Having a good Mother's Day. I guess, yeah, because it's Mother's Day in the States. It's so funny because, things will kind of happen here or whatever. And a lot of my friends that are on Facebook are in the States. So it's like I always see things late. You know what I mean? Although now all the Mother's Day stuff's going on. Which, we knew it was here. It's not, they don't do it quite as big here. Because everybody's out of school now. So it's like in school for kids, you were reminded and you would make things for your mom and whatever. Here it's a little different. It's like, you get some flowers or whatever. We sadly didn't do really much for my wife for her Mother's Day. She had to go to the farm with her dad and do some stuff, and I wasn't feeling good, and it was just, I don't know, kind of a bummer. And I never really would go all out for my wife because she's not my mom. I would remind my kids, hey, come on, you should do this, you should try and do this. And my youngest, he was pretty good about it. He'd make some things or do whatever. Sometimes I'd buy flowers and this and that, but I would try and get something for my mom, like send her something or whatever. But now that my mom is gone, so now I'm trying to okay, let's do something. And we didn't really I'll just have to do something special for her birthday this year. Anyway, I'm not when we first started dating, I was into getting flowers. And I remember rented this, about as nice as you can get in Leesville, Louisiana, this hotel. It was the honeymoon suite, but it had a tub in it. Woo! And I got her some stuff and was trying to be. But for guys though, once it's I don't know, we kind of lose the courting. It seems like is when men are all into being super thoughtful and generous. I mean, not that I'm not, but it just seems like my timing is horrible. I'm just I do thoughtful and generous things, but it's never on her birthday or Mother's Day. It's always other stuff, and then I forget or whatever, this and that. I missed her birthday last year because we were doing something. I didn't miss it completely. It was just, I thought it was, I lost track of the days, and I was thinking that it was the next day when actually that day was her birthday. So I was like, oh, crap. And I think I just heard my front door. So now let's see, is my wife home? I hate that. I start making a podcast. Somebody's home. Your doors. Anyway. But yeah, so happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Today though, in the Philippines, all the local elections are going on. So that's what my wife was doing. Gosh, it's sweaty. She took her dad to vote, then brought him back home, and then she went, and so she was standing in line for a couple hours. So she finally got done. It's crazy though here. I think I've talked a little bit about the elections and stuff, and what they do here is kind of a lot of old school kind of campaigning and a lot of banners and vehicles driving around and little parades and all this kind of stuff. But what's kind of bullshit is, so they do, what do they call it here? So, you have politicians that are buying people's votes, generally in the States, it's more hey, give me money for my campaign and I'll make sure I pass some legislative things to help you or whatever, right? Here, it's just they straight out giving out money to people hey, vote for me. Which they're not supposed to, but everybody does it. When we were coming back from, we went to that resort last week or whatever it was, and we're coming down the main road, and we got bypassed. Oh, you got to turn here. We had to go around through these neighborhoods and the jungles and everything to bypass the city because they were doing parades. But what it was is they were giving money out and they didn't want people to see it, to witness it. And everybody does it, most everybody. And it's like, whatever, it's not, you're not supposed to, but they do it. Okay, fine. But what's annoying is you have one group of politicians that are handing out money like it's candy and then sitting there criticizing the other side. Oh, don't be buying votes. Don't be buying votes. And the police are completely ignoring who's in power now, but yet they're kind of trying to break up and make sure and find people who are, on the other side. Like we had the little party here. Did I talk about it? I don't think I did. So we had like a little graduation / my kids got baptized party on Saturday. And so we had, there were some people here and people were parked on the front. And so it was obvious that there was like, a little shindig going on. But the cops like stopped and they came and checked to see like, what was really, if it was like actually a politician hanging out, giving out money and stuff like that. So it's just whatever. It's fine. And like I said, they're not supposed to, but everybody does it. But the shit that bugs me is they're all trying to be like, oh, look at what they're doing. You shouldn't do that while they're doing it. You know what I mean? It just reminds me of the Democratic Party in America right now. Like all the things they accuse the right or Trump of doing, they're currently doing. They do all that crap, and they make themselves out to be. It's ridiculous to me. Like it's really kind of annoying. Like when Trump started all these tariffs, they're like, oh my gosh, the economy's gonna crash. We're gonna have bread lines, and Trump is horrible, right? Now, things are like he's getting deals. Things are happening just like they're supposed to, and now they're seeing it, and they're like, oh shit, okay. Now they're like, well, Biden, he passed some legislatures that are now going to help the economy and the people. It's like, oh my God, shut the fuck up. I don't know. It's like you can have your beliefs and have whatever, but I hate when they just completely make up full on bullshit. And the thing is, like, so many people believe it though, It's like you can't just watch your favorite person on TV that gives you news. You got to listen to some podcasts. You got to watch a different news channel. You got to watch other, you know what I mean? There's no better honest news for America than like news that's from other countries. You know what I mean? And it's just, I always say it that you have to either watch all of it or none of it. You know what I mean? Because you're completely misinformed if you're watching just some of it. Or you're misinformed, or you're not watching it and you're uninformed. Who said that? Somebody, I remember watching something, it was an actor. I want to say it was Denzel Washington. He said something like that, like you're either uninformed or misinformed. And especially, and it's true though, especially with like the mainstream media. And that's why mainstream media is just crumbling. Dude, nobody watches anything. People barely watch Fox. Everybody's going to YouTube channels and podcasts and everything. And I'm one of them. You know what I mean? Like I've went through and I've watched various people who that's what they do. They consume all the news and everything. And then they basically filter it for me. And the ones that I watch are ones that I've, what do you call it? I check them out. They would report something and I would watch something else or do whatever to make sure. And I'm like, okay, and, I would agree with what they're saying or whatever. But I don't like people that try and I don't like people that do clickbaity stuff. Sorry, I just hit this. Gosh, I do that all the time. I hit my keyboard and it stops recording. Let me move that out of the way. But so, yeah, a lot of them, oh my gosh, breaking news, this and that. But then you watch this, like, it's not really, I don't know. I don't know. So some of those kind of get annoying. It's like, I don't want, and they're kind of falling into that trap too of getting views and, oh, we gotta do this so we get more views. And a lot of the people that have these popular YouTube channels that do whatever, they're probably gonna end up, getting, they're gonna lose whatever because something else is gonna come around, or I don't know. But mainstream media on TV is newspapers back in the day. You know what I mean? How nobody reads newspapers now. They would watch. So now nobody watches the news. They watch or listen to their podcasts, their YouTube channels and stuff. Because it's genuine. It's just people reporting what's going on, talking about what's going on, not trying to manipulate it and let their sponsors affect what they say and what they report on, I don't know. And then, but they act like they're, oh, I don't get it. They like to play stupid because they are stupid, really. They're either straight up evil, which I think they are, or they're completely stupid. They don't, what? I don't get it. Well, it's like, no shit, you don't get it. That's obvious. But it's just like, I don't know. And now it's like, I guess it's not brand new, but I keep seeing something about Grammys is music. So the Emmys, right? That's for like TV or whatever. They're going to add a category for podcasts. $1 million, Joe Rogan never wins. It's never going to be the most popular watched podcast. It's going to be the rinky-dink, stupid, liberal retardedness that wins the awards. Like the chick that's married to one of the princes or whatever. What's her name? She's an actress or whatever. I guess she has a podcast. So I'm sure she'll probably win the first one. Or it's going to be Michael Obama, his podcast, which nobody listens to. You know what I mean? Or Gavin Newsom. All these podcasts, the left's trying to like, oh, look at it. We can do it too. It's like, no, you can't. You can't because you're full of shit. They can't be honest with themselves, and they can't, there's always some kind of there's some sort of little agenda, with all of them. And that's why, and people are like, they can see, not everybody, unfortunately, most people fall for it, like, retarded libtards that they are, but, more and more people are catching on, they're like, what? How is it, I watched the exact same thing, yet you're reporting it different. Like, they just cut up stuff all the time. It's, I don't know. It's just it's so obvious. It's insane. I saw the thing, which I had not heard or missed or whatever, but so CNN, right? CNN never covered anything that Trump did live. Nothing. They would never cover it. They'd always wait till it happened and they'd show the clip and edit it up or whatever. But the day in Pennsylvania, when Trump got shot, wow, they were live. They were showing it live. It's kind of crazy coincidence. It's almost like they knew something might happen, right? Dude. It is just insane how corrupt the government is. And I say it all the time. It's on a good trajectory right now. Trump's kicking ass. Republicans are kicking ass. Democrats are. I still think they're going to crumble. They're going to have to, because they went so far left. They're going to have to, recreate a new party, and and then probably like 10, 15 years from now, that party will be the party of common sense and whatever, and then the right, the Republicans will be the crazy, control the narrative, crap going on. Because everything that Trump's doing is the stuff that Democrats were saying 10, 15 years ago. Hillary and Obama, about abortion and immigration and all this stuff. Like, that's all the stuff that like Trump is saying now, but now it's like, oh, it's so crazy. He's a Nazi. It's like, People are insane. Liberals have the freaking memory of a goldfish, man. Maybe. I mean, they say like if you have a memory of a goldfish, then you're happy because you don't, you know, they have a memory of a goldfish when it comes to their side looking like shit. You know what I mean? Like they just forget all the dumb shit that is done and said by their side. But they still remember Trump cupping the pussy. You know, it's like, I don't know. Oh my gosh. You know, I really miss, I mean, you know, I loved my mom and I miss her greatly. Um, but she was, you know, she was a little bit, she had a little TDS going on. Not real bad, I don't think, but I don't know. I didn't see her all the time. But we would have conversations and she would always, you know, oh, I just don't like him. Or she would sit there and like, he did it. And I'm like, well, then I would counter her argument and this and that. It's like, well, because this and that. She's like, well, I just don't like him. You know, I don't want to talk about it. I kind of wish that I do miss those little arguments that we used to have. But yeah, what are you going to do? So now the only person I somewhat interact with regarding politics is my buddy. I don't want to say his name, but he's a black dude from the South. I worked as a Army police officer with and everything like that, but he's very liberal and goes along with all that stuff. So he'll comment on some things that I post, but it's kind of less and less because I think he sees that, like, dude, Trump, it's working, you know? Love him or hate him, dude. That's the only thing, man. I get, you know, you don't like Trump, and maybe you think we should be able to have pro-choice, and you don't like the people who are authoritative with like religion and all this kind of stuff. I get all that, but you can't just turn your eye and ignore what's going on. If you see all this madness, it's like, you know what I mean? It's like just because, you know, it's okay to be like, you know what, dude, the left or Democrats have went nuts. I cannot be Democrat. And a lot of people are doing this. A lot of people are like, I'm no longer Democrat. I'm libertarian, or I'm in the middle. They don't want to go to the right because, oh my gosh. Oh. But so those people I have some respect for, but these people that just are gonna die on this hill that the Democrats and liberals are the good people right now. It's like, dude, what fucking you know, I guess, you know what? See, ever since they started legalizing marijuana, this is kind of insane shit that's been going on, huh? They legalize marijuana and they let gays legally marry. That's when it all started, huh? I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but like, seriously. Like, gay people didn't bother me. I was like, hey, you do you, that's fine, you know, you want to. But then it's like they were able to get married legally, and then all of a sudden it just blew up. And then it is what it is now. And then you got so much people smoking all the legal weed that they forget the dumb shit that their party does, or I don't know, like, what is going on? I don't know. It's insane. But I mean, it is, you know, like I said, the trajectory is shifting, you know, and things are going well, and you know, Trump is fucking kicking ass, you know. Everything he does, they sit there and cry and whine, oh my god. It's all for nothing. Or it's all bullshit. It's all fake. You know, the people, I respect the people that on the news that probably don't like Trump, but they're like, well, yeah, but you know, things are going, he's doing the right thing. He should, you know what I mean? Like, there are some people that have some common sense. Like the guy that had the stroke, the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, or, well, yeah, Pittsburgh is Pennsylvania. The Pennsylvanian guy, what's his name? Looks like me, kind of, I guess. but he had a stroke. Like, he's got more common sense. Like, he's like, dude, I'm not, I'm not for Trump, but I'm for a better America, and there are things that he's doing that I agree with. And there are things that he's doing that I don't. But you have some people that it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter. Trump could give everybody $1 million in the whole entire. If you pay taxes, you will get $1 million in your bank account, and it doesn't. You don't have to pay more taxes. There's no. All the money they find, or he takes it out of his own pocket and gives everybody $1 million, and does all this stuff. Let's, I don't know. And they still will just be like, they won't like their TDS is just so deep. And, I think these are the individuals that back in the, late 1800s would have gotten a lobotomy. I think so. Maybe they needed to bring back the lobotomy. I know they need to bring back the insane asylums, for sure. Bring back the asylums. Too many crazy people out there. And they're all on CNN and MSNBC. Lobotomies and insane asylums. Let's bring them back. All right. That's it. I appreciate you listening. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Thanks for hanging out, and God bless. All right. You just put yourself through another episode of The Objective Jerk. Thanks again for hanging out with me. Please email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, comment, wherever you find this, follow. It all helps. But thanks again, and I'll see you next time.